The clutch I will be using is this Clutch Master or Clutch Max. Hopefully this is good. It's a spring guy. Flywheel side, yes. Pretty sure this goes like this and to the flywheel, and then the pressure plate goes on this side. But I've seen a lot of people use the FX one, which is blue, and this is not that. This is this white guy, Clutch Max. So I don't know. People said pretty good things about it. Get 2 alignment tools, I guess. Oh, they're plastic. That's weird. 2 pilot bearings, which is weird. I will not be using either of these. This is the new pilot bearing. I got new throwout bearing because the ones that come with eBay clutches are bad, so got a Sachs flywheel, and watch how tight these are on. Bruh, this is fun, real fun, and it stinks. There's fluid coming out. I assume it's my, oh look, the pilot bearing, I almost just pulled it out just now. I know the rear main seal's leaking. I can smell a foul odor, so this will be fun. I'm also no expert, but I don't think you're supposed to have that much play in this thing. Alright guys, guess what? I did not film, I forgot, but basically I used the impact wherever it went for 4 of them, and then it died. So what I did, while the flywheel was on here, I threaded in the long bolt on here, and then I threaded in the flywheel and basically got them so they were very close, and I put a pry bar in between, so when I'd turn it, it would get stuck right here, so I was able to crack the bolts loose. Here's our rear main seal. Gonna replace that as well as the gasket underneath. I have to take these guys off, and I'm also have a new starter just cause we're in here, which I think is 4 wires. It's gonna be 8, 10, and 2 13s, I believe. So battery's been unplugged. Always unplug your battery when working on pretty much any of this. While you're under your car, you should probably unplug it. So rear main seal. I'm going to take the entire thing off. So just these bolts, zip, zap, zip, zip, and then I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, it's already wet, so I know it's leaking right here. So gonna clean it up a bunch. Pop out this guy. Should just hit it from the back. Haha. And it should come out. And then we're gonna take off this little gasket and scrape it off, and I'll clean this area good enough, and then I'll move on to the starter. Oh boy, how did this go on? I think it went on this way. Yeah, just like this. So fresh gasket. And then people say to add some RTV to this underside, so I will do that. Rear main seal in, little gasket in, Gonna do the starter. Not today. Never. But yeah, gonna do the starter tomorrow. Got a new fresh one in there, and then I'll put the clutch on. So we got a flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, all the goodies. I noticed the flywheel bolts they gave me are a lot shorter than the factory ones. We're gonna work on the starter here. Oh boy, how are we gonna find what's what? I don't know, but I got this fancy little flex head ratchet, so hopefully I can get these bolts off. Oh, this is really testing me. I don't even want to work on cars anymore, bro. I don't know how the frick I'm supposed to get to these. I feel like I'm gonna rip them all apart, and there's like sensors and stuff that look important. I got the new one right here, so I'm kind of basing it off that. My abs are shaking because I'm laying down and crouching up, but I can't sit up, and I smack my head. It's so fun, so fun. And I noticed the negative and the positive both came undone, but I only took off the positive, so I'm real confused here. But this is awful. Like, this is the worst job. Not really, but this is like not fun at all. You could go from the intake on these cars, remove the whole intake, manifold, all that, but I'm here, so. All right, guys, don't worry. With the help of YouTube, I searched so you don't have to, but both the positive and negative go to the single 13 here. This one is to the body, so don't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna also vacuum up in here, because look, you can see there's leaves and stuff. So this is like my intake manifold, kind of way up there. You can kind of see it. So I'll do this little tiny 8 first, and I'll stick it in there and turn it, and I'll do the 13s and then the 10. I'm not gonna film it because you're just gonna see me, my body flop around. I did it. New one's in. Like, my hand, I think I have carpal tunnel now, but the way I was able to do it is you turn it this way, get on the 8, and then you flip it this way, get on the 13s. That one you can kind of feel and see. And then the 10, I was really struggling with it, trying to thread it this way with my left hand. I just took my right hand, kind of was like, and I got it. So, I hope I never have to change it. I'm gonna remove the pilot bearing, put in the new one, and then start assembling and getting everything back together. Able to get the pilot bearing out. I found this on some other videos, so not taking credit, but you take a bolt, you basically jam it in there, and you have it so the nut is on the back of this, and then you just thread it clockwise, so like you're tightening it, and it basically pulls, puts tension, and it pulls it out. You need something long, so that way the screwdriver that you're holding it with, holding the nut, and then your socket or screwdriver to pull it out don't touch. It's got the new pilot bearing in. I put it in there, smacked it with my dead blow, and then I used a 24 mil socket, fit perfectly, and I just tapped it until it doesn't go in further. You can kind of feel how far it goes. So now, flywheel, clutch, pressure plate. All right, so what we're gonna do, get all the bolts. I just have this one holding it on. I notice, like, if I smack it with the mallet, it's not, I don't think it's on 100%. I'm not sure. I guess I could look under, but I'm gonna use some red Loctite on all these, and then this is what I'll do. I'll use these 2 bolts, put the pry bar in here while I torque it so it doesn't move. All right, well that works pretty well. As you can see, I just used a flywheel bolt and a transmission bolt. I have new flywheel bolts and new transmission bolts coming, but I just used the pry bar, locked it in there, so I was able to tighten them. And I did it in a star pattern, and then I just went in a circle just to make sure. Um, that's good. And now I can put the clutch on and then the flywheel. Make sure to clean this off with some brake clean. And yeah, it should be good. I checked under here. I'm gonna check again, make sure. I mean, it's on there. Because before it was kind of lopsided, but once I tightened all these, it pulled it in. So that's good. So these ones, it's marked flywheel side, so it goes like this. The original one I took out, the bulky side was facing this way. Put this little thing in the ting. I don't want to touch this. Okay. I cleaned off the pressure plate as best as I could. Every rag and stuff I used, the surface is so rough it would kind of just rip the rag up. Cleaned it off with my fingers and a fresh glove, and it kind of worked, so should be good, I hope. I really hope this works and I don't have to pull it out ever, because that would suck.
Are you sure about that?
So there's little dowels it sits on. Let's start this guy. You want to make sure this is centered. Start Loctiting these bolts and get them in there so they hold. So we're gonna Loctite it, center this, and torque them down. There's the pilot bearing and everything. It's all in there, pretty straight. I hope. Yeah, I think it's fine. So clutch on, flywheel, everything torqued, new starter, new pilot bearing, new rear main seal gasket. Oh, it is going. So all that's left now, I'm gonna rebuild the shifter, all that fun stuff, put that bushing in. Then I'll try to slap the transmission on. Hopefully everything's good and it feels like a brand new car, because I changed everything, so it should. But I think I'm just gonna take a nap under here, so it's probably the end of the clutch, maybe. I don't know. You know when you're doing a job and you're like, oh yeah, that was so good, and then you walk by your parts and you're like, this was supposed to go in there. I think I have to pull off the clutch, flywheel, and pressure plate again and put this on here. I'm really debating it because I think all it does is align the starter, which is pretty important, but I really don't want to take it all apart and put it all back together. Well, here we go. Gonna uninstall the clutch and put it right back on. Damn, guys, I feel like a pro. Clutch already off. Gonna put this stupid plate on. Luckily, the Loctite was not dry yet. Yeah, kind of important. Aligns the starter. Probably could have gone away without it, but, and now I get to put it all back together. Hell yeah. Well, good news. Got it back in again, so it's all torqued and little. She's pretty straight in there. So, good to go. Plate is on. This little thing. Oh. I need a nap. But that's it. Round two. I did a clutch twice in one day. That's fun.